Chapter 12, Exercise 8, is giving you the name for aldehydes and ketones, and then it's asking you to draw the structure. So here we have 2-chloro-3-pentanone. Let's start with the backbone, and the backbone is what comes after the last branch. Remember that you can have two types of branches. You can have carbon branches that end in YL, or you could have halogen branches, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, group 7A on the periodic table, column 7A. Those are the halogens, and those have the first syllable of their normal name and then the ending O. So fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo. Those are all branches. So this chloro here is a branch, and the backbone is 3-pentanone, everything after it. Now, we have the prefix pent, and that means we have 5 carbons. So draw a dot, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's always good to number those so you know you didn't draw the wrong amount, and also so you know where things attach. So pent. Now between those carbons, it's going to be all single bonds because the infix here is AN. The suffix is ONE. That's the suffix for a ketone. So we're going to have a double bond to an oxygen at a carbon. Which carbon? Carbon number 3. So on carbon number 3, we'll have that double bond to an oxygen. That's our ketone. So that takes care of the backbone. Now, the branch. On carbon number 2, we're going to have a chlorine coming off. So a chlorine, this chloro is a branch. On carbon number 2, we have a chlorine. Notice that when things come off of the carbon chain, they go in the direction that the carbon chain is pointing in. So at carbon 2, the carbon chain is pointing up and the branch goes up. At carbon 3, the carbon chain is pointing down and the functional group points down. So if you wanted to see what this would look like all in one color, this would be that same molecule. This is what 2-chloro-3-pentanone would look like. About 3-methylpentanal. So let's start with the backbone. We know that the YL indicates a branch, and so the backbone is going to be pentanal. I should say pentanal. The prefix here is pent, and that means that we're dealing with 5 carbons. So draw a dot, that's first carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, let me draw this the other way. So a dot, that's your first carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's always good to number that so that you know you drew the correct number of carbons, and also you know where to attach things. The infix is AN, that means we have all single bonds between those carbons, and the suffix is AL. AL is the suffix for an aldehyde, and that means we're going to have a carbon double bonded to oxygen with a hydrogen. But where do we have it? There is no number that's given in front here. And the reason no number is given is because the aldehyde always occurs at carbon number 1. Now if you had numbered it the opposite way, you would put it on the carbon number 1. It would give you the same answer either way. So here, we're going to put that double bond to oxygen, single bond to hydrogen. There's our aldehyde on carbon number 1. On carbon number 3, we have another branch. This branch has the prefix meth, and so it's only going to have 1 carbon, and it is indeed a branch, we know, because it ends in YL. So we'll have a 1 carbon branch, there it is, 1 carbon on carbon number 3. If you wanted to see what this would look like all in the same color, it would look like this. That is 3-methylpentanal.